water infrastructure, a lot of times we'll focus right away on the pipes underground that convey water or the large treatment plants that treat the water. It's also important to look at the receiving waterways that we put our water back into. Under heavier rain events, they'll discharge raw sewage into our area waterways, and so trying to stop that from happening is the goal.
But we're dealing with, on the sewer system, we're dealing with age, we're dealing with combined sewers, and we're dealing with climate change.
The city of Kansas City, Missouri has an overflow control program, as does Kansas City, Kansas, and Wyandotte County. And so these are the really old pipes that were laid a long time ago. I've seen pictures in Kansas City, Missouri of sewage pipes built out of wood from the Civil War era.
I think in the most urbanized areas of Kansas City, both on the Kansas and Missouri side, there's an ongoing effort to separate the sanitary from the stormwater system. And in aging systems, many times those were together in one channel, essentially.
Imagine a pipe, right, and there's sort of a little dam, if you will, in the middle of the pipe. And if it doesn't rain too much and the water doesn't go over the top of that, it'll be diverted to the treatment plant. If there's too much water, it spills over the top and just discharges right to the creek.
So what we're seeing now is fewer rain events of a much larger size and magnitude, and again, that stresses our system. About 6.5 billion gallons of stormwater overflow on an annual basis into the Missouri River or its tributaries.
It is fair to say that a world-class city wouldn't want to discharge raw sewage into its streams and rivers, and so solving this problem is important for environmental health, for public safety, for public health, and the city's got good plans to try and solve the problem.
We are in year 7 of a 25-year program to fix it. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, gave us 25 years to address. At the time of our agreement, we had the longest time in the country to do it, and the most favorable terms. But it's still a very expensive issue, and one of our concerns is from an affordability issue. The consent decree did not anticipate the Great Recession of 2008 and the stagnation of personal income. So we have an issue with affordability in our sewers. We cannot continue to keep raising rates at the same without getting to that affordability issue. And so that's part of our conversation we're now having with the federal government about giving us more time or restructuring our consent decree. We have to work through all of those issues, and I can tell you every other city in the country is dealing with the same thing.
There's a variety of cities around the country trying all different kinds of approaches. Philadelphia has some really exceptional work going on. They've embraced this idea of using green infrastructure to the nth degree to try and solve this problem. So if you can keep water from entering into a pipe, then you have less of a problem downstream, right? And so how do you do that?
I'm an environmental lawyer, and I can tell you that green infrastructure can be very, very, very successful. And the reason that it can be so successful is because there's maintenance, but it's not the kind of maintenance where your pipes are failing and all that kind of thing. Okay, it's not iron maintenance. It's maintenance of elevations. It's maintenance of grass. It's maintenance of wetlands. And that can absolutely do so much.
If you can turn all of the impervious surfaces in a city into permeable surfaces that can absorb rainwater and hold it and support living systems, whether it's an urban forest or a healthy stream or a wetland, then you're ahead of the game because you're creating amenities and all kinds of different values in the community. You can reduce urban heat islands, you create wildlife habitat, you create a more walkable street, you create cleaner water, you reduce the risk of downstream flooding, you increase the capacity of your sewer system. One of the things that causes flooding is these incredible expanses of impervious surfaces in our communities, the roads, the parking lots. As a region, we might have about 400 square miles of impervious surfaces.